Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. And as you can see, they're still remodeling. And but anyway, what I want to talk about is Hui Chi. I'm going to be doing classes, and this is going to be a series talking about what I'm doing, what I'm looking for when I'm doing the Hui Chi. And this is part one. Okay, what it is, you first have the client lay down on the table, face down, and their feet will hang off the end of the table because we're looking at the feet. And the feet, when they first lay down, and you can look at their heels will be straight. It shouldn't be like that. They should be, there might be a little bit. We don't want that. We want it to be straight. And when it's straight, then we can tell when we put our finger on a point, it'll shorten up. One foot will shorten. When that wherever you stuck your finger, if that foot shortens, that means that spot is not good. Now, what I start with is I start in right at the top of the back, and I'm going down the vertebrae. I'll start to do it on one side, and I'll do it on the other, and I'll do it on the other, and when you push on it, you're not on the vertebrae itself. It's next to the vertebrae, and when you do that, you push on one side, and the foot shortens. That means that there's a blockage in energy. And on anything to do with the spine, you find it on one side and you correct it on the opposite side. So you find it on this side and then you go to this side to fix it. And then you go down to the next vertebrae and the next, and you just keep on going down, down, down. Not on the vertebrae, but next to the vertebrae. Now, and you do that all the way down to the tailbone. And then when you do that, you're going to find blockages in energy. Why are there blockages? Okay, what it is, you have the vertebrae and you have tendons and ligaments, whatever they are, on both sides, and they pull the vertebrae. They're supposed to pull equally, but they don't. And when it doesn't, when it pulls more than the other, then it moves the vertebrae out of whack. Now, chiropractors move the vertebrae, and I don't. I'm not a chiropractor. What I do is I work on the vertebrae that's pulling it. I hit it. You can do the same thing with massage. You can massage these points too. But you hit it, and then there's that long of pain. You just, like that, and then it relaxes. What happens, that vertebrae that's pulling on that side that's not right is pulling real hard. And that's when it's pulling hard, you push it and you'll feel a little tenderness. It's a little, you're not the same as you're going down. One side's going to be just poking you. The other side's going to be a little tender. That's probably the one. And then you whack it, and then it releases. And then the vertebrae will move over by itself. And then you go down to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, all the way down. Now, chiropractors probably know, but on these vertebrae, they lead to different organs. So when it gets out of whack, it pinches a nerve, and then that organ doesn't work all that well. I'm not concerned. I'm concerned about, I want all the vertebrae to do well, So I'm not really particular. I'll check the organs by themselves. I won't need to do it like that. And the way your health is reflects how these organs are working. And that's why I'm looking for, these are symptoms. And I'm going on down. Now what's in these ligaments or tendons, whatever it is pulling them, that's pulling them out of whack, is toxins. When I whack it, and then it releases. When it releases, now you got circulation. And now with that circulation, now the pain will go away, and the vertebrae will line itself up. I mean that's why this is a one-time um, uh, treatment. I only treat people one time because it's not needed. Once you understand what you're doing to your body, you make changes, and then those symptoms won't come back. And if they do, then there's something going on with that organ, and you need to fix it. And like I say, these tendons are pulling. They got toxins in there. And then you go on down, and then in the middle back, about where the what do you call it is, the bra strap, where your bra strap crosses your vertebrae, right in there. When those show up, not always, but sometimes, that'll be the heart. To check the heart, you just take the little finger, you take your finger here, and the person laying on the table, you go like this on their little finger, and you'll see the feet shorten up. That tells you the heart's not right. And it's no big deal. It's just, that's a symptom. So, and then there's two vertebrae there at the bra strap. And then, like I say, you just check it, and you can check both fingers, and both little fingers, and you'll see the leg is shortened out. And I'll get back on how to correct that later on. And then the lumbars. Whenever the lumbars are messing up, it's you'll find a kidney. And so anytime somebody says, well, the low back hurts, that's probably going to be a lumbar. And if it hurts in the middle of their back with their heart, that's probably their heart. And I'll explain in detail how I fix those. But the thing is, when the kidneys aren't functioning right, then you have more toxins coming in. And you have the left and the right kidney, and the left cleans the left side of the body, the right cleans the right side of the body. Now, so then whatever kidney isn't functioning like it's supposed to, you're going to find most of the problems will be on that side of the body, the side where the kidney is not functioning properly. And 90% of the people have that problem. And that it's a big problem. It's the starting of a big, massive problem. And I'm going to go into detail explaining how that works. But what happens when you go on down, you can do all the vertebrae, and from the shoulder down, not the neck, but the shoulder down. You do that all the way down, and then you check the kidneys. And to check it, you just swipe it. Swipe it, swipe it, swipe it, swipe it. Left kidney, right kidney, just swipe it. And one of those, when you swipe it, one side or the other, on one of those kidneys, your feet will shorten. That tells you that's the kidney that's not running 100%. And when it's not running 100%, that means that side of the body is going to have more problems. There's more toxins on that side because the kidney is not pulling those toxins out on that side of the body. The side that the kidney is working on, if you get injured or hurt on that side, it will heal. And that's why you hear me talk about the body should heal itself. If it doesn't, why? There's a reason for it. That's what I'm looking for when I'm doing a Hoi Chi treatment. I'm looking for, first, I'm getting rid of all the symptoms, and then finding out what's causing these symptoms. Some of them I can fix, but all of them I'll bring them to your attention. And then we'll give you advice on different things you can do to focus on those, to get them corrected. And then, now what causes that for 90% of the people to have one kidney? That is your pelvis. Your pelvis will be twisted like that. And when that happens, it pinches a nerve in the bladder. When that nerve in the bladder gets pinched, you can't urinate properly. For men, it's a swollen prostate. And also, when you get older, you don't pee as far as you normally pee. And that's because the pelvis is getting twisted. And for women, my wife, she would sit down, pee a little bit, stand up, sit back down, pee a little bit more. And she just keep doing that, but she couldn't completely eliminate. And why? Because that pelvis pinched the nerve in the bladder. Another symptom is she would sneeze. When she sneezed, she'd have some leakage. And those are symptoms of a twisted pelvis. And so when your pelvis gets twisted, what happens, it twists like that, and then your pelvis will get twisted, and your hips, one hip will probably be hurting. If you have a hurting hip, that's a symptom of you have a twisted pelvis. And both your hips are going to be bad. When you have a twisted pelvis, both hips are bad. And when this twists, the tailbone will whack too. And then that's where the low back pain comes from. And that's what you see me working on when I'm working on people. Okay, that's part one. We'll go to part two.